New knife review coming to you from Detroit Knife Reviewer. This is Jake with Detroit Knife Reviewer, bringing you another knife review today. This knife is another pretty unique knife that I just picked up in Kentucky at a mall. It was extremely cheap, and in this case I pretty much knew I was getting what I paid for, but sometimes wasting money on unique little knives is just what you gotta do. This is kind of a US trench knife folder thing. It's loosely based at best on the US trench knife. Actually, I wouldn't even call it loose. I mean, it's more than loosely based, but it's spring assisted. Probably just got some cheap springs or something in there. Opens it up and it's got kind of a probably some aluminum or other cheap metal for the handles. It's split down the middle, and then there's a liner lock on the inside, which is very difficult to get to actually. Blade's not terrible for sharpness, but I really haven't used it for anything except for doing this a million times, because that's about all this knife is good for. It has a completely useless pocket clip on the back, because I don't know why anyone would keep this in their pocket unless you were going out to kill somebody, which I would not suggest. US justice system frowns upon that. Anyway, it's got a window breaker, skull crusher thing in the bottom there. But I doubt that works either, because this knife I believe I paid between $10 and $20 for, and I don't know if it is really worth that, to be perfectly honest. But it's kind of a fun little knife just to have, just to do this a bunch of times. Any spring assisted knife is good for. Anyway, some specs. 1045 surgical steel, tool steel, handcrafted in ROC limited edition is what it reads on the blade here. ROC stands for Republic of China, so this is what is handcrafted in the Republic of China, so you know it's good. As I said before, this is a liner lock. I think the liners in this are steel, because most of the heft you can feel in this knife, the finger holes are not, they weigh nothing at all, which I'm assuming is this material. But on the inside you can see there are two black stripes. There's two black stripes, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but those are what the liner material is. I don't know, that gives it a little bit of heft. I think the blade's in most of it as well, but relatively comfortable pair of knuckle dusters, I suppose. You can use them with the knife open or closed. It's definitely more comfortable with it open, but it really does not affect it that much. You can see the blade barely sticks up into the finger holes. And it kind of has two rows of points also, so it would really mess somebody up if you hit them with this. And then of course you do have the classic knife. It reads 1918 US on the face of the knife. Again, that's why I was saying it's kind of based off the 1918 US trench knife. The cutting surface is 3 3/4 inches long, and the overall knife length is about 9 1/4 inch long when it's open, and 5 1/4 inches closed. Would I recommend purchasing this knife? I would say not necessarily. If you like brass knuckles and spring assisted knives and things that look cool and would just things that keep around your bedroom for when people come in and be like, oh, check this out. This is kind of flashy, cool thing. But as for real-time use, I would say it's not very practical. Except for probably self-defense, home defense purposes would be the only time I would say this knife is appropriate for purchasing. Thanks for watching, and hope you come back to see some more videos here at the Detroit Knife Reviewer.